Fair St. Louis has a lot planned for the July 4th holiday, and the World Chess Hall of Fame celebrates 10 years in St. Louis. Details of those stories next on CityCorner. I'm Steve Potter, and welcome to CityCorner. Fair St. Louis is getting ready for its 41st celebration of the July 4th holiday. They have a great entertainment lineup coming up, some new locations, and of course fireworks. And we're going to hear all about that coming up a little bit later in the program. But first, I'd like you to welcome Shannon Bailey. She is a Chief Curator at the World Chess Hall of Fame. Hi, Shannon, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me back.
Congratulations on a
Thank you.
decade.
Yeah, it was fast.
And you've been there the whole time.
The whole time, yeah.
Just a little brief history. The World Chess Hall of Fame has been here for 10 years. It had a couple of locations before that.
Yeah, so it started in the 1980s in New Windsor, New York. Went to Washington, D.C. for a couple years, and then it got really big when it went to Miami, Florida. They were open for almost a decade there. They closed down, and then that was at the exact same time that the chess club opened up in St. Louis. And they immediately exploded with what they were doing here.
Well, what does it mean to have the World Chess Hall of Fame in our city?
Oh, it's so important. Chess is such an incredible game. First off, it's fun. There's tons of great stories about chess. Everybody has a chess story, whether, how they learned how to play, the first time they beat their dad.
You remembered mine.
I know, you did tell me that you played chess.
Because you were on, we're not sure exactly when, but maybe the first year or two that you guys were in town.
Yeah.
And you remember my story. Now, I haven't played chess since I was a kid. I started out playing checkers. In high school, I was on the chess club, so I haven't played chess since college.
Well, I love that you just brought that up because a couple of things. One, the World Chess Hall of Fame is for everybody. You do not need to know a lot about the game. You do not need to know how to play chess to come there and learn something or enjoy it. And we really encourage anybody to pick up the game at any point in their lives. It's not just for kids to pick up.
Well, you have an interesting art exhibition, and people would say an art exhibition at the World Chess Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
And it's called Mind, Art, Experience.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, so the World Chess Hall of Fame, we don't just talk about the game and its history or just the most terrific players. We look at every aspect of the game of chess, and especially how it affects everybody culturally. And I always tell this story. When I first started working there, my mom called me and she said, okay, now that you work there, I see chess everywhere. and I think that that's what people think about now when they come and visit us, is that you see it in television commercials, it's used in sports references all the time, and so many artists incorporate chess into their artwork. So, like I said, we don't just say let's just look at all of the, world champions, but we look at how chess is incorporated in music and art and fashion and history. And of course, we do celebrate the great players of the game.
So this exhibition's been up for a while, but the days are numbered.
It is. So our official 10th anniversary was this past September. And we opened up the show in January. We had a really great big party in April when it was safe for everybody to kind of get together again. And we'll be wrapping up that show at the middle of next month. So it closes in July 17th.
And if we have time at the end, I've got a couple of other things that are coming up that I want to ask you about. But let's look at a video. We have a video of a lot of the art that's in this current exhibition that people can see. By the way, the World Chess Hall of Fame is on Maryland Avenue.
Yes, right.
In the Central West End. And as we watch this video, Shannon, just tell us what comes to mind when you see the different pieces.
Well, first off, you have to come and see the world's largest chess piece, which is right outside, and you could see that in that video and right there in that drawing. This is our second largest world's largest chess piece. We had one, we got beat, and we came back and won it again. So this one's over 20 feet tall. It's over 10,000 pounds.
You chess players are all about winning.
No.
What are we seeing here?
This is on our first floor gallery, and there is a lot of art, but what we did with this show is that sometimes we do just an art show, just a history show, and just kind of maybe like a general interest show. This time we mixed everything together. We've done 50 shows in the last 10 years, and we have at least one artifact or artwork from every single show that we've had. And instead of lumping all the art pieces together or all of the historical artifacts together, we mix them all up because we don't necessarily see them differently. We want people to see this beautiful artwork by Lilia Ivanova, which is the artist actually installing the piece herself. That was in our very first show 10 years ago, and it was amazing to have that piece back. Those pieces can be worn, and they were done in a performance at the Contemporary Art Museum. This is a beautiful ivory chess set on loan from a great collector, John Cromiller, that we've had 2 shows just of his work, and he constantly lends to us beautiful tables, antique chess sets. And to me, I view these not only as pieces that represent the game, but also as works of art in themselves.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned the guy with the, is that the other show that you have on the featured chess sets, the gentleman you just mentioned?
Well, what we do with our featured chess set is a way for everybody to look at different items in our collection. So our collection, we have like 1,500 chess sets in our collection. We can't exhibit those all the time, so we pick out one great one to show every month. If we don't want to show something necessarily from our collection that month, we ask people to submit ideas. So anybody out there listening, if you have a cool chess set at home that has a nice story, contact us and maybe you can have it exhibited for a month at the Hall of Fame.
Wow, I've got one piece from my high school set.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I had an aunt and uncle went to Mexico and bought me a set from Mexico, and I've got one piece left.
See, I love that stuff. People just come in and they tell us really meaningful stories like that.
You have other things going on too I want to ask you about really quick. You have some events coming up in July and August, July 14th, Brian Woods?
Yeah, so we have Brian Woods and Brian Owens who are helping us with our music series
Brian
now.
Owens, I know.
Isn't he wonderful?
Yes,
Oh, just so talented and just a really great guy. We have, not only do we have our chess shows, but we have fantastic musical events every single month at the Hall of Fame. So we have one that features regional artists, and then we have one that deals with composers. And so we've partnered with the symphony for years on some of those concerts. But you can see anything if you like bluegrass or jazz or opera theater has come. The tickets are very inexpensive and they're really intimate concerts. So definitely check those out.
So it's Brian Woods on July 14th and July 27th, the Mighty Pikes. Who are they?
They're a great regional group, and this is what it's so great is working with these regional artists because we just love celebrating the local talent.
And let's see, we've got something in August, early August, international music.
Yeah, so these 2 gentlemen have come in just recently, and they're really transforming our concerts. What we want to do is we kind of look at the Hall of Fame as kind of like a cultural salon. And so we bring in people to give lectures. We have our art shows, and then we've got the music. And we are just always trying to bring in a new audience. We figured, if you like the music, maybe you'll come and pick up chess.
Let's look at some more video from your current exhibition that's up and running, Mind, Art, Experience, which has a little bit of everything. What's this?
So this is the Paul Morphy silver set. Paul Morphy was known as the first great American chess player. He won that set, that silver set, because he did not feel that it was appropriate for chess players to be paid cash. So they gave him $300, which was the award at the time, in silver, in that silver set instead of the cash. This is from Yoko Ono, and she did this series of these white on white sets and boards called Play It by Trust. She's a pacifist, so she's looking at the other end of chess. Instead of looking at it as a game of war, she wants it to be peaceful.
Now, this is interesting.
Yeah, this is a great Rachel White read, and she based these pieces off of dollhouse furniture that she had when she was younger. Wow. She's a very important artist.
Of course, one name I remember always growing up, Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer. So again, I'm so happy you brought up that because this summer is the 50th anniversary of Bobby playing in the World Chess Championship.
Because he was, I guess, world champion back when I was in high school.
When he was 29, he won. That was the first time an American had won the World Chess Championship. He defeated Boris Spassky, and that was a huge battle between basically Russia and the United States, kind of in a Cold War battle. And the actual 50th anniversary is on September 1st. So we are opening up a huge exhibition all about that in August, and then we'll be having a big celebration on the actual 50th anniversary. So please come down and see that too. That's a local artist, Ido Rosenbluth. We love working with local artists. There's such amazing talent in St. Louis, and we love giving them an opportunity to express themselves through chess at the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Do you find that, does everyone come in, are they all chess players?
No. Not at all. We have probably like a 50-50 mix.
Really?
And it's really fun seeing the people that are really hardcore chess players like the art, and seeing the art people really get into the game.
I told you my story that I haven't played since I was probably 20 years old. I don't even remember how to play. It's basically
You'll
not
pick it
very.
back up.
Basically, the rules are kind of simple.
Yes, yes. It's funny because some people are really good at the opening and some people are better at the end. I'm really aggressive at the opening and then I get all tripped up at the end, and I think it's probably kind of how maybe I do things.
So you usually lose?
Maybe some draws in there.
Do you have a regular organized chess playing games and things like that?
Do I play? Or
the world?
Yeah, so what we do is kind of at the World Chess Hall of Fame, we show you about how the game works and some of the cultural aspects of it. But at the chess club, that's where you're going to take your lessons. And all kids in the St. Louis Public School District get free chess lessons through the St. Louis Chess Club. Yeah, my daughter's been doing it for years at her elementary school.
Well, we just have a minute left. I know you have a newsletter, and
Yes.
I know you kind of rely on support from the public.
Yeah, so you can visit our website. We've got great information there on how to become a donor, how to become a member. We've got great joint memberships with the Chess Club. And you can check out our website at worldchesshof.org. That's where you're going to find all the information about our music programming. We have other programming. You can visit our YouTube channel for free lectures and free fun programming you can do at home.
And support them financially if you can.
Oh, absolutely. Become a member. Be great. You get discounts on the music concerts, too.
All right. Well, listen, coming up in the next part of the program, you're going to be gone, but we're going to talk about the exciting new Fair St. Louis, because I think it's probably bigger and better than ever. You ever been? You got plans to go?
Oh, yeah, I go every year. It is so fun. We've been looking forward to it. I can't wait to see the fireworks, and they always have a great, fun concert lineup.
I don't know if they have any chess games for that, but I'll be sure to
Maybe.
ask. I'll ask.
Bring your portable chess stuff.
Shannon Bailey from the World Chess Hall of Fame. Congratulations on 10
Thank
years
you.
of being here in St. Louis, and you're a wonderful addition to the community.
Well, thank you so much.
And I'll urge people to go out and see this current show, and if not, you've always got something going on there.
Absolutely. Thanks
Thanks
you
so
for
much.
having me.
All right. And when we come back, Fair St. Louis, what to expect this year? That's next on City Corner.
There's so many reasons to love St. Louis, you can't pick just one. From the arts, architecture, and culture. An all-new development, including the Cortex Community Center. And you're never too far from great music and entertainment.
So come and experience St. Louis.
If you smoked, this new lung cancer screening could save your life. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
Operation Wonder Park is a go!
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. But don't just imagine. Use STEM to change the world.
Who's with me?
It's gonna hurt tomorrow.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
The Missouri Botanical Garden is loved by green thumbs and non-gardening types alike because you can play. You can relax. And there's always something new to experience, no matter the time of day or the season. And learn about conservation and one-of-a-kind plants. So come and experience St. Louis.
It's so sad. It's not.
I'm Steve Potter. Welcome back to CityCorner. And now we're going to preview an exciting event coming up. That's Fair St. Louis, of course, celebrating the July 4th holiday. And Tim Mears is here. And Tim is the general chairman of Fair St. Louis. How long have you been doing that, Tim?
So it's my first year as the general chairman. However, I've been involved at some level with the fair for the last 8 years.
Wow, unbelievable. Congratulations to you guys. 41 years Fair St. Louis has been putting this thing together.
That's right. We are really excited about bringing this to St. Louis for our 41st year.
We've got this real short video we'll throw up here. I know you've got a big lineup. How many, like over 20, I think, musical acts, right?
That's right. At the current count, we're a little over 22 musical acts over the 3 days, playing on multiple stages for everybody to come down and really enjoy the great musical lineup we have.
Yeah, we'll talk more specifically about some of the groups. And I have to admit, some of them I'm not familiar with, which doesn't mean anything. They're probably really famous. But just kind of going back in memories, of course, St. Louis was doing fireworks. You and I talked a little bit about this off the air. Before Fair St. Louis started 41 years ago, because I remember being a little kid and my grandparents taking me to see the fireworks. We watched them from somewhere, I don't know where, but that would have been back like in the 1960s. So
Right.
How much of the history do you know?
Well, I don't know going back that far from the fireworks then, but I do know 41 years ago when Fair St. Louis really began down on the Arch grounds, we have really made it a tradition to try to bring a grand scale, world-class fireworks to St. Louis each and every year.
Yeah, and I know in years past, I get a little mixed up on which years, but there were a few years the fireworks would be in Forest Park. I don't know if that was because there was maybe flooding at the time.
Yeah.
What were the stories then?
Well, so historically we've been at the Arch Grounds, but when the Arch Grounds went through the renovation a few years ago,
Right.
That was a complete rebuild. So we had to move the fair to Forest Park for several years and had a beautiful venue there on Art Hill with a grand basin there in the background. And then once the Arch Grounds were complete, we've got a great partnership with the National Park Service, and they were welcoming us back, and we were bringing the fair back to that area.
And usually I remember back in the day, it was all right down under the arch on the riverfront there. But now you've expanded Keener Plaza and Ballpark Village. This is sort of a whole new thing for you guys, right?
It is. It's new for this year that our footprint for the fair itself will be Keener Plaza, Ballpark Village, all encompassing on one campus there in downtown.
And why'd you decide to do that?
Well, you know, I mentioned we had a great partnership with the National Park Service, and planning for the fair begins about a year out. So about July 5th, we start thinking about what are we doing next year. And so as we were working with the National Park Service in the fall of 21, there was still a lot of concern about what are the rules and what are we going to be able to do because of COVID at the time. Mm-hmm. And so we just had to make a decision. So collectively between us and the Park Service, we decided it's probably best to move it off the Arch Grounds for this year as a full event. And so we built this amazing footprint for the fair this year.
So instead of being down under the arch and watching it, you can actually have a really good view from Keener Plaza.
Yeah, well, I want to be very specific too. So we are shooting the fireworks off on Monday, July 4th, from the riverfront. So people can still come down to the Arch Grounds if that's where they'd like to view it from. They can view it from anywhere they'd like downtown. But one of the great things about being on Keener Plaza, it's allowed us to have some other offerings that we may not have had in the past, like really expanding some of our food options. We're going to have multiple local food eateries. They're going to have a booth there, food trucks, lots of great beverages to be had as well. And then when it comes to our music, because we've got a main stage on Keener Plaza and we've got multiple stages over at Ballpark Village, it's going to create this music festival in downtown St. Louis.
Right, and let's stress again, even though the fireworks on the 4th, this is a 3-day event.
That's correct.
On Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday is the fireworks. So anything special on Saturday and Sunday?
Absolutely. So in addition to the music, the food, and the traditional things that people would expect with a fair, we have the second year of our Gateway Legends College and High School Invitational, which is a national level EA Sports competition where they're going to be using an EA Sports game called Game of Legends. And it may not be familiar to everybody, but it is one of the largest growing industries in the world right now.
Well, would I embarrass myself if I said I didn't know anything about gaming?
That's quite
the
all
last
right.
game I played, I think, was Pac-Man back in the 70s.
Yeah. So what's really unique about this experience is that St. Louis is already a sports town. And because EA Sports and gaming is growing at such a tremendous clip, we're really bringing this sports to St. Louis. Universities and high schools are really embracing this type of events because they see it as a gateway to STEM, diverse employment beyond it. And so our event brings world-class, national level colleges in, and then high schools from around the state of Missouri, all competing for scholarships and the Gateway Legends Trophy as well.
Wow. Let's get back to the music, because this must be the biggest musical lineup that you've had in your 41-year history.
This is a really great lineup. So Saturday.
Let me stop you there. We have some pictures, I think, of some of the groups. So when they come up on the screen, maybe you can tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, so we've got the Ex-Ambassadors. That's going to be on Saturday night at Ballpark Village main stage.
What kind of music do they play?
So they're a pop and rock band type of music.
Let's go to the next one.
And so then we've got the 90s House Party on Monday, July 4th, which is going to be a mixture of many bands. We've got Tone Loc, Coolio, Color Me Bad, Montel Jordan, and it's going to be quite the experience for those that really enjoy that music from the late 90s.
Yeah, I remember the 90s.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great show. Those are all part of that same 90s House Party.
That should be a good one.
It absolutely will be. So then we've got the one and only Third Eye Blind that will be playing on Sunday, which is July 3rd, and they're going to headline at Ballpark Village. And that's going to be our last show that evening. It's just going to be a really good concert. And then I didn't see, but also on Sunday night, getting the evening kicked off over at Keener Plaza, we've got two great country acts. We got Tyler Farr and Rodney Atkins, both really great concerts to come see. And it's all free. You know, this is produced by St. Louisans for St. Louisans at no cost.
So between the two stages, there'll be pretty much music constantly.
There will be music going on the all 3 days. There's going to be something for everybody to come down and listen to.
Well, what would you recommend? I think probably you don't have to make any plans. You just show up and see what's going on, but there might be some people that have to write everything down.
That's
so what would be the best way to figure out if you were wanting to coordinate and come at a certain time or thing? How do you figure all that out?
That's a great question. So one of the easiest things to do would go to fairstlouis.org. We have the entire lineup on there, and to include all of our local and regional acts that are playing in addition to the headliners that we've mentioned. It'll also have all the scheduling of the GLI event, which is the Gateway Legends. We've got the Purina Dogs down in the Kids Zone, and it'll have all that listed of the timings of all those things. You'll be able to see maps on how to get to parking. You can prepay for parking so you know exactly where you're going. It's going to be really simple. You're going to come downtown, park in the garages, come right out, and you're going to be on the footprint ready to go.
Okay, as far as the fireworks themselves, about how long does that last?
So I can't remember our exact minutes. It is the largest and longest show we've ever had. So
Really?
it's going to be approaching that 30-minute timeline, but I don't know the exact minute right now. And that will, again, be off the riverfront. It's going to be a spectacular fireworks.
I've seen fireworks other places, including Washington, D.C., and don't you think St. Louis ranks up there with anywhere?
We absolutely rank up there. As a matter of fact, CNN will be down broadcasting again this year, and so they'll be dubbing that in with the Washington, D.C., us, and some on the West Coast as well.
Well, how can you afford to pay for all this? Fireworks aren't cheap. I can't imagine. You probably don't even know what the dollar amount is for a 30-minute fireworks show.
So we have some really great corporate sponsors that help us out. We get donations from different companies that pull this entire event all together, and without them, we couldn't do this fair.
What about the Fair St. Louis Foundation? They do a lot of work, I think, behind the scenes people might not be aware of.
We do. So one of the things we continually try to do is give back to St. Louis. I would say most recently during the 19 and 2021 time period, say 20 and 21 summers, we tried to give back as much as we could, helping out first responders at that time when the PPE was hard to get. So we were able to source some, get those to some of the first responders, provide some meals, and did what we could to help the community at that time. Some of the highlights that we've done in the past is like the grand staircase at the Arch grounds. We help facilitate getting that constructed.
The staircase from the water up?
Correct, yes. Lighting of the East Bridge and some other projects around town.
Yeah, what's the Mississippi River overlook?
That is the platform that's just below the arch basin, the arch stairway there, and there's an overlook right there on the river.
And the Riverfront Promenade, I guess, is in that same area.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Well, how did you, where do fireworks come from? And I would think you must, is it a full-time position, the person that designs a fireworks presentation?
So it's kind of twofold. We use a firework company outside of St. Louis that's worked with us for many, many years. So they source the fireworks, they help put the show together, but then we collaborate with them on getting the music to match the fireworks and get the timing just right so that it all works on television and goes through the speakers and you can hear the music as well.
It's like a Broadway show.
That's right, it is.
That's amazing. What about demographics? Do you guys study that? Obviously, lots of people from the metro area come, but I'm sure it goes farther than that.
It does. So, obviously the very close region knows about Fair St. Louis, but we draw a lot of people from Illinois, south and west of St. Louis metro area. The demographics reach quite large.
Mm-hmm. So 3 days, pretty much. Can you give me the time frame and again hit the highlights for every day?
Absolutely. So in general, the gates will be open for people to come down on noon each of the 3 days. Our last headliners will start playing about the 9:15 or 9:30 time frame. They'd have to look on the website to get the exact time there. So it's a full day event. It is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Again, with the ex-ambassadors as our headliner on Saturday. Sunday, we got Tyler Farr, Rodney Atkins, Third Eye Blind. And then on Monday, that 90s house party, which is just going to be such a great time. And then as soon as that concert is over with, the fireworks will be shot off from the river, and it's just going to be a spectacular view downtown.
Wow. Are volunteers an important part of what you do?
We couldn't do this without volunteers. We have a very limited full-time staff that helps with the planning process, but the rest of the hundreds of volunteers it takes to pull this off just do it because they want to.
Well, it's July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Fair St. Louis, for the 41st year that they're bringing the party to St. Louis. This year it's also spilling over into Keener Plaza and Ballpark Village, music all 3 days.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to say in conclusion?
I would just say check that fairstlouis.org for how to get there, what to do, and when to come. And we can also follow us on all the traditional social medias, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Well, Tim Mears, thank you so much for taking the time and coming down. And if I see you in the crowd, I'll say hello.
Steve, thank you. I'd like to see that.
You bet. I hope everybody has a great 4th of July. That's it for City Corner. I'm Steve Potter. See you next time. Bye.